John F. Kennedy, often referred to as JFK, was the 35th President of the United States, serving from January 20, 1961, until his tragic assassination on November 22, 1963. His presidency, marked by his youthful charisma, vision, and challenges, left an indelible mark on American history and the world stage. From the Cold War to civil rights, space exploration to domestic initiatives, JFK's leadership and legacy continue to influence modern American politics and society. Early life and political career. Born on May 29, 1917, in Brookline, Massachusetts, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was the second of 9 children in an affluent Irish-American family. His father, Joseph P. Kennedy, Sr., was a successful businessman and served as ambassador to the United Kingdom under President Franklin D. Roosevelt. JFK's early life was shaped by the Kennedy family's commitment to public service and their strong Catholic faith. After graduating from Harvard University, JFK joined the U.S. Navy during World War II and commanded a patrol torpedo boat in the Pacific. His heroic actions following the sinking of his boat, PT-109, earned him a Navy and Marine Corps Medal and a Purple Heart. Kennedy's political career began in 1946 when he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives from Massachusetts. He later served in the Senate, representing his home state from 1953 to 1960. During his time in the Senate, Kennedy gained a reputation for his commitment to social justice, advocating for civil rights, healthcare reform, and assistance to the elderly. Presidential campaign and inauguration. In 1960, John F. Kennedy announced his candidacy for the presidency, seeking the Democratic Party's nomination. He faced a tough primary battle against Senate Majority Leader Lyndon B. Johnson and others. Kennedy's youth, charisma, and effective use of television helped him connect with voters and win the nomination. During the general election campaign, JFK squared off against Republican candidate Richard Nixon. The televised presidential debates, the first in U.S. history, played a pivotal role in shaping public perception of the candidates. Kennedy's poised and confident performance in the debates contrasted with Nixon's visible discomfort, helping Kennedy secure a narrow victory in the popular vote. On January 20, 1961, John F. Kennedy was inaugurated as the 35th President of the United States. In his inaugural address, he famously proclaimed, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." This call to civic duty and national unity set the tone for his presidency. Foreign policy and the Cold War. One of the defining challenges of JFK's presidency was navigating the complexities of the Cold War, the ideological and geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. Kennedy inherited an array of foreign policy issues from his predecessors, including the Bay of Pigs invasion, an ill-fated attempt to overthrow Fidel Castro's Cuban government. One of the most critical moments of Kennedy's presidency came during the Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962. U.S. intelligence discovered that the Soviet Union was secretly installing nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from the U.S. mainland. The crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. Through a combination of diplomacy, a naval blockade of Cuba, and behind-the-scenes negotiations, Kennedy and his advisors successfully defused the situation. The crisis highlighted the dangers of the Cold War and underscored the need for effective communication and negotiation between the superpowers. Space exploration and the moon landing. Kennedy was a strong proponent of space exploration and technological advancement. In 1961, he set an ambitious goal for the United States, to send an American astronaut to the Moon and bring them safely back to Earth before the end of the decade. This challenge, known as the Apollo program, became one of Kennedy's most enduring legacies. On July 20, 1969, just over 6 years after Kennedy's assassination, American astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first person to set foot on the Moon during the Apollo 11 mission. The Moon landing was a triumph of American ingenuity and determination and fulfilled Kennedy's vision of pushing the boundaries of human achievement. Civil rights and social initiatives. Kennedy's presidency coincided with a period of significant social change and civil rights activism in the United States. He supported civil rights but initially faced challenges in Congress when attempting to pass comprehensive civil rights legislation. In 1963, Kennedy delivered a televised address on civil rights, calling for legislation that would ensure equal treatment and protection under the law for all citizens. He also federalized the Alabama National Guard to enforce desegregation at the University of Alabama and delivered an emotional speech in support of desegregation. Tragically, Kennedy did not live to see the passage of major civil rights legislation. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, was signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson after Kennedy's assassination. Legacy and impact. John F. Kennedy's presidency left an enduring mark on American society and politics. His vision of a new frontier inspired a generation of Americans to engage in public service and contribute to the betterment of society. Kennedy's emphasis on social justice, civil rights, and scientific progress resonated with the American people and influenced subsequent political movements. Kennedy's tragic assassination in Dallas, Texas, on November 22, 1963, sent shockwaves across the nation and the world. His death marked the end of an era and left many questions unanswered. The Warren Commission, tasked with investigating the assassination, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in killing Kennedy. JFK's legacy continues to be the subject of extensive study, debate, and admiration. His eloquence, youthful vigor, and ability to inspire captured the hearts and minds of Americans. The Kennedy family's commitment to public service endured through his brothers Robert and Edward, both of whom also pursued political careers. In popular culture, John F. Kennedy remains an iconic figure, symbolizing hope, idealism, and the enduring quest for a brighter future. His speeches, including his inaugural address and call to explore space, are often cited as examples of effective leadership and inspiration. Conclusion. John F. Kennedy's presidency, though brief, left an indelible impact on American history. His leadership during the Cold War, commitment to civil rights and social progress, and vision for the future captured the spirit of an era. Kennedy's legacy continues to inspire generations of Americans to pursue public service, engage in civic discourse, and work towards a more just and equitable society. Through triumphs and challenges, JFK's presidency embodies the ideals of leadership, innovation, and the pursuit of a better world.